2-1. We're looking for a little bit more from Celtic in this second half. Have Partick got any answers? We shall find out over the next 45 minutes or so as we return to our commentary team, Stephen Alkin and Billy McNeil.
Well, welcome back to Firhill, and the substitutes had a good run out at half-time, but it was more of a leisurely stroll in the sunshine rather than a concerted workout, though Bobby Pettit did go into the Celtic dressing room before the other four, so there is always a possibility that he might be introduced sometime soon. Partick Thistle, though, have the same 11, and so do Celtic that started this game, and there's the man who put Partick Thistle on terms after 26 minutes, James Grady. We're all ready to go then for this second half at Firhill. Referee just checking that his assistants are ready. It's Celtic who have their nose in front thanks to that controversial penalty just a few minutes before the interval. And here we go for the second half of this local derby in Glasgow that doesn't involve Rangers. Partick Thistle against Celtic. Celtic in the all-black strip, playing from right to left in this second half. Lennon finds Thompson. No doubt Petrov will be booed for the rest of the game. Maloney does well to get away from Rowson. Lennon, Maloney with a little flick on, but Derek White was across to cover. Tidied up by Lennon. Celtic back inside their own half with Valharan. Lennon. Petrov with the layoff to Thompson, blocked out of play by Rowson. It's a big ask for Partick Thistle to come back into this game, but they've shown enough in the first half. It'll tell Martin O'Neill and his Celtic players that even the slightest bit of complacency and they can get back on terms. Varga there, 6'6" of him, held by James Grady, about 5'7".
It's one way of stopping a bigger fella, isn't it?
Over the head of Maloney to Annie, cleared away. Partick Thistle fans trying to get behind their team. Normally the average attendance here would be about 5,000 for a game against any side apart from Celtic and Rangers. Today, pretty close to 10,000 inside the ground, which is the capacity. Maloney can't get the better of Murray. Annie onto the head of Balda. Derek White. Ian Ross down the centre. Grady's pace forcing Varga to bring Rob Douglas into the game. Varga cleared away by Rowson. He's a game customer, is James Grady. Never stops running. Mobile, sharp. Partick Thistle need to play to his strengths. Jerry Britton running behind the Celtic defence to give an outlet for that throw-in. Still in play. And blocked behind by Valharan. It looks like a throw-in, although from this angle it might have been a corner. The referee wasn't in the best position to see that. Still Partick Thistle staying forward here with plenty of options. Britton crosses early over the head of Thompson, cleared by Valharan. Annie trying to take on Thompson, but without any real conviction. Petrov is robbed. Rowson. 1-2 with Thompson. Cross comes Balda. Celtic defence half stretched at least. First moment of excitement in this second half. Dave Rowson perhaps shipping a knock there, trying to run it off. Brady's turned straight into Neil Lennon. McBride's cross cleared away by Balda. Annie, the Ivory Coast-born player who played some football in France with Rennes. Nice play. McBride on the outside. Off the head of Jackie McNamara. The assistant's flag has been raised. Jim Dunn here on the near side. Notice that it had gone behind for a goal kick.
Well, Thistle have come out prepared to have a go at Celtic. You know, they get in behind. Almost a good ball into the middle here. Just, I think it was Jerry Britton's right at the back post. Just couldn't quite get his head to it.
Yes, it's a game that's had its excitement. 3 goals, but in between, not a lot of concerted attacking play. White's header. McNamara for Celtic. Larson. Losing out. Partick Thistle. All the way back to goalkeeper Mickelson. He'll be hoping that that mistake on 8 minutes is the difference between the sides at the end of the day. Nice turn by Rowson. Held up by Paul Lambert. Free kick angled towards Ian Ross. Neil Lennon struggling to clear that. Off the head of Petrov. Gets it back from Thompson. And he brings him down. Going into the tackle from the wrong side. Has to be a free kick to Celtic. And it's Annie who's come off the worst on that occasion, falling awkwardly.
I think Annie has fallen awkwardly on his shoulder. Looks to me as though it might have damaged that shoulder, or he might have, the collarbone might be affected there, but he certainly took a fierce knock when he went down, but I felt it was just a collision of 2 players, to be perfectly frank with you.
He made his debut last week against Kilmarnock, coming on as a substitute. Here it is again. Down on the left shoulder or arm, perhaps. Jerry Collins wondering if perhaps he might have to make a change. George Hanna, the physio, is the man trying to get him back to 100%. One option would be to bring on the former Celtic player Stefan Bon, who is a natural right-sided attacking player. Maybe that should occasion a couple of minutes extra at the end as Thompson takes the free kick. Easily cleared by Thistle. Varga forward, Maloney very close to staying onside there. That was a close call.
It's something Sean Maloney's got to learn. He's got to learn to time those runs in behind the defence better, because he's got a little bit of pace. He's very, very sharp, very astute, very enthusiastic. He's just got to learn to time those runs better.
And here he is again, chesting it down nicely to Jackie McNamara. Lennon. Maloney. McNamara. Petrov. Derek White stretching to try and get that out. It's a chance for Lambert, setting up Larson. Mickelson knew he couldn't touch him there, and Annie, who came back on after that treatment, is the one to clear, looking none the worse. Grady trying to control it. Jus Valharan was the Celtic defender, and the referee's given the free kick, I think, for a handball against Grady, but this was good play by Celtic.
Well, Larson does well. He lets the goalkeeper think that he's going to have a little touch at it. The goalkeeper goes down, but all credit to Andy. He got back there and tidied up the situation.
Back to 100% is Jean-Yves Annie. Thompson takes the free kick. Straight into the arms of Jakob Mickelson. Brady's little header down to Britton. Nice feet by the big man. Looking for the through ball to Andy Thompson, and the clearance from Jackie McNamara will give Partick Thistle another throw in. It's been their main attacking outlet throughout the afternoon. Lost count of the number of throw-ins they've won in the Celtic half on the right side. This time, Rowson, the one coming across to take it. Short to Britton. Taking on Thompson and Lennon, cut out by Petrov. Cleared by Thompson, onto the head of White. Helped on by Annie and Britton, who was pushed by Alan Thompson. Scorer of Celtic's second goal, and it'll be a free kick to the home side. Definitely more enthusiasm amongst their supporters in these opening minutes of the second half. John Paul McBride, the one standing over the free kick. 4 to aim at the back post, all making their runs. Headed goalwards, but without much problem for Rab Douglas. Chance for Celtic to break. Maloney trying to flick it on. Good defensive duties there from Derek White. Probably been Partick Thistle's best player so far today. Maloney, tackled by Ross. Still has it though. And that layoff not really anticipated by Jackie McNamara, who's had a quiet game on the right side of midfield for Celtic. Celtic, of course, without a few of their most experienced players. Chris Sutton suspended, domestically that is. He'll probably play in the European game on Wednesday just to keep match fit. And of course, Johan Mjalby is going to be out for a few weeks yet, as is John Hartson. So it's not the number 1 11 that Martin O'Neill would have preferred to put out. Here's Celtic on the attack with Maloney, back to McNamara. Thompson moving into some space. He had a free header there, and the Partick Thistle defence were guilty of ball watching as Thompson found a yard or two.
The ball just came in a little bit slow for him. I think he tried to flick it on to Henrik Larsson, who was at the back post, and the delivery was just a little bit slower than he would have wanted.
Of course, it's up to Partick Thistle to get back into the game. Celtic with their noses in front. But it's a very dangerous game Celtic are playing, sitting back in the match and not trying to force the pace and set the tempo of the match. Larsson's flick on, cleared away by White. Rowson, and he's sliding in with Thompson, an instant card, and you can have no complaints about that. Blatant foul by Alan Thompson.
No, it's a silly challenge, very, very similar to the one that Andy's had in the first half, and you just wonder if that's a reminder to Thompson that he's still in the game. But a silly reaction.
Yes, it can only get him into trouble later on. It means, of course, he can't do anything untoward between now and the end of this match. So the free kick to Thistle. Pumped in there by Grant Murray. McNamara hoofs it clear. Derek White was probably trying the back pass, and Larsson is onto it. And Larsson has shot goalwards, just missing the target. A chance that really shouldn't have been there for the Celtic man, but that's how dangerous he is.
He's so competitive, isn't he? He doesn't give up on anything, and almost blocked out that clearance into the net. But you know, Derek White was really a bit careless with the header in the first place.
And it was Grant Murray who was coming across to cover, as his goalkeeper was caught in no man's land. Balder's header clear, straight to Annie. Grady. Taking on Lennon. Cross to the far post, headed clear by McNamara. Ross. Intercepted by Larsson. Pace here from the Swede. Maloney stayed onside this time. A chance maybe to cut inside. Maloney still there. Annie got the tackle in. Good defending by Jean-Yves Annie, who can play it right back or right side of midfield. And while all that was going on, Yusuf Al-Harun is off the pitch and receiving attention. Celtic down temporarily to 10 men.
Sean Maloney just overdid it a little bit there. He just took too long to make up his mind what he wanted to do. He had the opportunity to go and commit the defender, didn't take it quick enough, and then lost the opportunity to score.
Still Celtic continue with 10 as Celtic's new physio, Tim Williamson, is stretching Val Harren's leg just off the field on this near side. Thompson trying to force Varga into error, but not succeeding. Britton played nicely short to Thompson, but Grady had made the run to the left and Thompson passed it to the right. There is Val Harren, just feeling that left knee, which is a little ginger at the moment. Here's Thompson, trying his luck from long range. Good catch, good save. Well watched by Jakob Nicholson.
Yeah, it's one way to treat a retreating defence. He went at it, hits the ball very, very well. Comfortable save by the goalkeeper.
Britton losing out to Lennon. Came off Lambert. John-Paul McBride to Britton. Trickier play this, lovely play, but the big long legs of Bobo Balder were there to stop that Thistle attack as James Grady tried to get in. Just a sign that Thistle are getting on top here. Grady back to Annie. Poor cross, easily cut out by Lennon. Maloney leaves it for Thompson. Maloney. Petrov, lay off to Lennon. Lennon playing the game at a stroll, really. Petrov with the layoff. Maloney goes down. Free kick, the outcome. Grant Murray, the man who made the foul, and Celtic are about to make a change. Looks like Yusuf Al-Harren's day is over. Off he goes. And he's being replaced by the Republic of Ireland under-21 international Liam Miller, the man who won the European Championship just up the road from here in Paisley in 1998 with Ireland's under-16s. And he's made a great start to his season for Celtic. Miller, who's been involved in all of Celtic's match this season, his fourth time coming on as a substitute. Petrov and Thompson getting their wires crossed, and a promising situation for Celtic comes to nothing.
Well, young Liam Miller coming on, I'm glad to see him come on because he's had a very positive start to the season. Very exciting young player, and McNamara's just going slotting back into that defensive role.
He's been at Celtic quite a long time as Liam Miller, since October 97, believe it or not. But last season he only got 2 appearances as a substitute, and this already his 6th appearance for the club this season. So perhaps signs of his career going in the right direction at last. Foul committed by Paul Lambert. Of course, that withdrawal will mean a change of tactics for Celtic. And it looks like Alan Thompson has gone back to join the defence on the left side. And here's a Partick Thistle free kick. McBride to take it. Straight onto the head of Balder. Good flick by Maloney to Larsson, who's got some space. And running down the right was Lambert, but he just lost control at the wrong moment. Lambert trying to get the through ball into Larsson, who wasn't deemed offside, came off white in any case. That was a very promising situation for Celtic. which they rather wasted. Here's Thompson in his left-sided defensive role. Miller has moved forward on the left side of the midfield. Easily tackled by Ani. Thompson looking for Petrov to make a run. Roson's between him and the goal. This is Miller looking for the chance to shoot, and Miller getting the shot away, which Mickelson needed 2 attempts to catch. So it's a good introduction for Liam Miller, only on the field for a minute.
Well, he just shifted himself along that 18-yard line, didn't he? And he gave himself the opportunity to have a strike, and Mickelson collected it, certainly, but with a little bit of difficulty.
So the only couple of goal attempts so far in this half coming from Celtic. But here's Partick Thistle looking for the equaliser. Brady moved into a great position, but the cross was very slow in arriving and eventually was blocked. Larsson. Lambert. Playing very much on the right-hand side of the middle in this half. Laid off from Maloney to Lambert. Maloney again. Almost to Larsson, who's been strangely off-key so far this afternoon.
Yeah, there has been an awful lot of enterprising play from Celtic. They've certainly had more of the ball, but they've given it away too easily, and they haven't created that many chances.
One in the air by Thompson. Britton. Blocked by Varga at the expense of a corner kick. So this time it's Thistle's opportunity to get their bigger men up. White and Forrest have joined the attack. And it's completely missed by Rob Douglas. The referee has given the free kick for a push either by James Grady or Eddie Forrest. I think it might have been Grady.
Grady's just getting in the goalkeeper's way there in actual fact, but I think somebody as big as Rob Douglas should be able to come and take that comfortably.
And a substitution for Partick Thistle, who are withdrawing John Paul McBride. And Jamie Mitchell is the man who's going to replace him. Mitchell, who had a fairly lengthy career in English football with Norwich and Scarborough. Here's a chance. Celtic come forward. Miller making a good raid down the left. Excellent defending by Forrest. Good cross by Miller into the danger area as Petrov came in. Stilian Petrov, the man to take this dead ball kick. Headed clear, but only to the edge of the area. One back by Miller. Petrov, Lennon. Finds Miller, helps it on to Thompson. Space here for the cross. It's a good one too, and Varga was coming in. Down he went as Forrest tried to close him. No penalty this time. Maloney, laid off by Lambert to Maloney again. Here's Petrov. Looking for the angle drive, and it's just past the far post. Celtic definitely upping it a gear and beginning to find some holes in this Thistle defence.
Well, it's excellent when Petrov sparks into life like that. That's very good. It makes himself a little bit of room, fires in a shot, didn't quite hit the target, but he's got the potential to score goals from any angle.
Not what you'd call a prolific player in terms of his goal scoring, but this lad Liam Miller has made a huge difference since he's come on. Good news for Republic of Ireland fans. Cleared away, but only as far as Thompson. A lot of space here for Maloney. Petrov. Again, lack of communication between himself and Larsson. Pushing by Thompson gives Celtic the possession through a free kick. Miller helps it on to Thompson. Taking on Ani, but unable to get past Rowson. Game improving in tempo as we approach the midway point of this second half. Indeed, we're past the midway point of the half, and it's still Thistle 1, Celtic 2. Thompson looking for Larsson. Nicholson comes and punches just, and he can clear up towards halfway. Lambert lost his bearings. Ian Ross looking for Grady. Balda is there, finds McNamara. Petrov flicks on, cleared by White. Rowson, down he goes, fouled by Liam Miller. Free kick to Thistle. White's free kick, catching Ian Ross in an offside position. And perhaps another change coming up for Partick Thistle. Stefan Bon, the former Celtic player, about to be introduced. Spent 4 years at Parkhead without ever getting an appearance in the first team. Joined Partick Thistle in the summer, one of 10 signings by new manager Jerry Collins. All free signings too. A club without too much money to spend is Partick Thistle. But he's still waiting to get his chance to join the action. A match just looking for a spark to ignite it. Off the head of McNamara. Balda's clearance is blocked, so it'll be a Celtic throw-in. And now a chance for that change to be made. Andy Thompson, the player who's going to be withdrawn. And Stefan Bon being introduced. 25-year-old, born in France. Joined Celtic under the management of John Barnes, who was sacked shortly after. And so his career rather went into freefall, but he's been given a new chance here at Partick Thistle, and he certainly has something to prove. Played in both of their opening games. Varga heads on to Lambert. Free kick given away by Paul Lambert. James Grady, again the man on the end of the shove. It's been unfair to Lambert there. In fact, it was Jackie McNamara who committed that foul. Larsson all on his own, but here's Maloney arriving, and steaming up the left is Miller. Maloney getting past the challenge of White. Chance to get the cross in. Struck far too firmly. Wonderful position that for Celtic. 2 men, 3 men in the box, but the cross was wayward.
They're going to get that opportunity more and more, because Thistle, in fairness to them, are pushing forward, trying to get an equaliser. But, you know, Sean Maloney didn't seem to be aware of the fact that Liam Miller had made a great break down that left-hand side and was in the perfect position to receive the cross.
And there is Miller, who has it all before him. An opportunity this season maybe to really cement a place in this Celtic first 11, and subsequent to that maybe a place in the Irish squad, who knows. McNamara clears to Maloney. Tripped over the ball. Eddie Forrest back to White. Rowson spreads wide to Ani. Thompson, short ball to Miller. He's got Petrov ahead of him. Miller keeps moving forward. Larsson and Maloney are there too. Simple passing. Celtic in a good attacking situation. Maloney's shot on the weaker left foot, angled towards the top corner. No trouble for Mickelson.
You know, it's the type of thing you expect a youngster to try, but it's asking an awful lot from himself to get the ball to hit the target from that position. But might as well try it and learn.
Time is ticking on. We're approaching the half-hour mark of this second half. It's as it was at half-time. Lambert's soft goal, equalised by Grady. The lead goal coming from Thompson from the penalty spot. Free kick won by Rowson. Partick Thistle pushing men on. Celtic trying to hold what they have and secure the 3 points that would be so important for them at the start of this season. So important to get off to a good start. Of course, Rangers playing Hibernian at 3 o'clock at Ibrox. And should Celtic win today, they'll go temporarily top, at least, of the Scottish Premier League. Off the head of Varga for the throw-in. Stefan Vaughan's first touch. Loses the ball. Cleared away by McNamara to Larson. Space for Maloney. A wonderful pass by Larson. Has he got the pace to take on this Thistle defence? Loads of Celtic players getting forward here. One of them is Lambert, but the pass played behind him. And Ian Ross had tracked back 60 yards to cover. Partick Thistle player did really well there. Baldo misses it. Looks like Bond was offside, but no flag. Well, here come Thistle again. Jerry Britton. Fouled by Varga. Yet another case of little and large. It's such a difficult job for a big man not to force people over with the sheer size of him. Mitchell it was who was fouled.
Good break forward by Jamie Mitchell. You know, he got himself into good position, and really Varga got on the wrong side of him there.
And the final score from St James's Park in that Premiership match that kicked off at midday: Newcastle United 1 through Alan Shearer, Manchester United 2, Ruud van Nistelrooy and Paul Scholes. 3 more points for the champions. Free kick to Thistle. Varga heads it away. They keep putting those high balls into the box against one of the tallest sides in this league, and you wonder where they're going to get a goal from that kind of tactic.
Yeah, it's not a clever thing to do. You know, those two massive centre halves have mopped up everything that come over there.
Celtic about to make another change, and the man about to be introduced is Momo Silla. And the man to go off is Paul Lambert, one of the more experienced Celtic players. Britton flicking it into the area. Silla straight away involved, and Rowson trying his luck from 30 yards and just about keeping it inside the corner flag.
That's known as speculative, isn't it? Never got it anywhere near the target whatsoever.
There's almost a resignation about the way Partick Thistle are going about their business here. Indeed, when they got the equaliser in the first half, there was such jubilation, you were wondering if they weren't a little surprised. Such is the gap in class between the top and bottom of this Scottish Premier League. Headed out of play by Rowson.
I think you find, Stephen, that they've probably given their all. It's just the matter of quality. Celtic are playing very, very calmly, sitting back. You know, it's a dangerous practice, but they think it's good enough for them.
And he finds Mitchell. Fouled by Neil Lennon. Dead ball opportunity that will allow Thistle to push the men on and get some players into attacking situations. Jerry Britton, the only remotely big person they have up front. Brady, Mitchell and Baughan are all quite diminutive. And there's that powerful figure of Bowo Balda just tidying up again for Celtic. Forrest turning away from Larson. Rowson. He's had a tidy enough match in the centre for Thistle, but the through ball is easy for the Celtic defence.
There's a great picture of Baldy, isn't he? He's a massive man, and he comes and attacks that ball beautifully.
And incredibly, he was signed by Martin O'Neill on a free transfer from Toulouse. That's what you call good value. He certainly enjoyed his time at Parkhead. Helped on by Mitchell to Ross. Here's Ross again. Coming infield from his left-sided position, finds Mitchell. Celtic closing them down quickly. The handball from Mitchell gives the free kick to Celtic. Partick Thistle fans thought maybe they should have had a free kick themselves for the challenge, but it will be a Celtic free kick. And we've less than 10 minutes to play at Firhill. One more goal for Celtic would certainly be the decider in this game. Thistle will keep battling right to the end. Rowson clears towards Britton. Headed out by McNamara. Ian Ross with the throw in. White to Forrest. Ross again. Celtic not allowing Partick Thistle the space to develop any passing fluency. Good flick on by Annie though to Baughan. Let's see what kind of pace he's got here against Varga. And Varga certainly took his ground and used his arm, and it will be a free kick. Not the first free kick given away by Varga in this match. And Thompson's not too pleased, and the little heads coming together, and all of a sudden this is exactly what Partick Thistle would have wanted. The temperature raised, and maybe Celtic showing just signs of mental frailty here.
Well, there's no doubt about the fact that Varga put his hand on his chest and pushed him. You know, I think Baughan over-exaggerates the effect of it, to be fair, but it is a foul, and you know what Alan Thompson's getting involved in it for, I don't honestly know, particularly as he's already been booked. Exactly, on 58 minutes, not too long ago. Lucky to stay on the pitch, but here's a free kick for Partick Thistle in a very dangerous situation. The aerial route once more, headed clear by Petrov. Rowson comes onto it, flicked on by Mitchell. More in hope than anything else. And Rob Douglas had plenty of space to tidy up. Well, there's been no real spark about Celtic's performance in the second half. They've really defended very, very deeply. When they did get the ball in midfield, there isn't that little bit of spark of genius that's going to open up the play for them. Well held up by the man who scored the goal, James Brady. Partick Thistle's liveliest and most likely player to get a goal here. Baughan is being roundly booed by the Celtic fans, and it's a free kick to Celtic anyway. Well, a frustrating time for Jerry Collins, who, if he's done nothing else, he's certainly given his team a sense of belief, and he's certainly tried to give them a shape and a pattern that will allow them to play attacking football. He certainly, obviously what he said to them at half-time, they've taken it on, they've worked very, very hard, they've tried their best. Just perhaps there is that gulf between the capabilities of both sides, and they haven't been able to reach Celtic at all. Thompson to Miller. Prefers it on his right foot. Forced to play on the left side of midfield today as a substitute in the second half for Celtic. He's got some space here. Cross just a bit too high for Larson, but it was a well-intended pass into the centre. White.
Britain chasing, Balda is there. He's been the real leader of this Celtic defence today, Bobo Balda. And here he is again, but he loses out. Tackle coming in from Lennon. Rowson gets his foot in, but there's Balda, or is it Silla? It's Momo Silla, in fact. And down he goes. Derek White, the captain of Partick Thistle, caught on the wrong foot, and perhaps that challenge looked a bit worse than it was.
Well, he made sure that Silla wasn't getting past him, didn't he? And never any hope of getting the ball, but I don't think the referee had any option there but to give him a yellow card. Varga and Balda have gone forward. Lennon is standing over the free kick. Gets it back from Petrov. Maloney. Nice turn. Good chance to shoot here. Blocked away. Rowson tidies up. And it's 3 against 2 for Celtic at the back. Lennon. Larsson. Silla. Laid off by Lennon to McNamara, who goes down after that challenge from James Grady. Petrov. And the referee stopping the play to allow some attention for Jackie McNamara, who was just caught by James Grady. It doesn't look like it's too serious. Perhaps just the top of the instep. Or maybe he was after he kicked it. He seemed to kick out at the ball, and I think that what happened was James Grady partially blocked it, and looks as though he stubbed his ankle a bit. That's how the metatarsals get done, so we're told. I'm glad they learned that. A hot ball in the centre, given back by Partick Thistle to Celtic, who had possession. Less than 4 minutes to go at Firhill. Partick Thistle will keep it going right to the end. Larsson flicks it down past Maloney. Ross keeping a close eye on Silla. And just getting the tackle in. Throw into Celtic. Cue Stanislav Varga on his way forward, but Martin O'Neill was telling him to stay back. He doesn't want to overcommit here. The way this match is going, the 3 points are more or less secure, but they still have to see it to the final whistle. In fact, a free kick has been given, and Thompson takes. Headed towards Larsson, but he was unable to get his header goalwards. Blocked behind for the corner kick. Celtic's 4th of the game. Thompson drives it in. Rowson clears. Larsson trying to turn past Forrest towards Balda. Free kick given. Over physical challenge by the big Frenchman. Caught static, and he really couldn't get any impetus for the jump, so he had to use his hands for leverage there. Silla heads down to Larsson. Keeps motoring forward. And Derek White running out of space. It'll be a throw-in to Celtic. Still a couple of minutes of normal time to go. Petrov looking for Larsson. Miller with the header down to Thompson. Larsson, the layoff to Miller. Snap shot from the edge of the box, swinging away off his left boot. Good effort, nice build-up. Very nice build-up, good sharp pass by Thompson, good layback by Larsson, and pity Liam Miller wasn't able to keep that on the target. Yes, Liam Miller has got 1 goal to his credit this season. Scored against Kaunas in Lithuania in the 4-0 win on July the 30th in the 2nd qualifying round of the Champions League. Maloney's through ball blocked by White.
breeze just getting up a little here at Firhill, cooling down the players on a hot day. A match played early in the day, and it's had a bit of the... hasn't waken up about it. Miller's cross, a tame one. Chance for Thistle to get forward. Their manager urging them on with 30 seconds to go. There will be a few minutes of added time. Several substitutions and a couple of injuries in the second half. And Thistle have got themselves a free kick, and this is exactly what Celtic didn't want. Dead ball situation around the box, anything can happen. 99 times out of 100 that Celtic defence will head the ball clear, but on that one occasion when things go wrong, you never know. White takes. Headed clear by Varga, but it's a corner kick. Pressure for Celtic to deal with in the closing minutes. There'll be 3 minutes of added time, which has been signalled by the fourth official as we go past the 90. Mitchell's corner. Varga didn't deal with it. It was only palmed away. Still there for Partick Thistle, and Rob Douglas comes off his line to claim, having failed to clear the danger at the first attempt. But that was a moment of anxiety.
It's the first time that Thistle have won anything from a dead ball situation, there, and that was a scramble, and Rob Douglas eventually did really well to come out amongst people and pick up the ball.
High foot there from Mitchell, but no free kick given. Celtic will get the throw in, and as you'd expect, they're strolling to it.
Well, they're strolling, and I think that this will be put down as one of Celtic's more fortunate results if it continues the way it is just now, because really when you think of the first goal, it was a massive goalkeeping error and really a very soft penalty kick.
And Jerry Collins, I'm sure, will be telling all and sundry about that in his press conference afterwards. But the scoreline is all that matters, and Celtic have had the better of the opportunities in this second half. Thompson standing over this free kick, which has taken over 30 seconds to be taken. Mitchell clears. Nice layoff from Grady, but it's picked up by Celtic. Driving forward, Thompson with the shot. Nicholson quick to turn defence into attack. Just over a minute left. Grady flicks it on. McNamara hoofs it clear to Larson. White, tackled by Maloney. Silla, the fresh legs of the substitute. Cantering down that touchline. Cross though is a poor one, and Forrest clears.
It was a very poor cross, wasn't it, Stephen, because he had ample colleagues up at the back post there.
One back by McNamara. Miller. Miller once more to McNamara. And that could be Celtic's last attack. By the time Partick Thistle get this one back into play, we'll almost have played the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Referee looks at the whistle once more. Martin O'Neill perhaps about to congratulate his players on what was a very tight game, but they've won it with a dubious penalty and a soft first goal. Lamberts, after 8 minutes, went under the goalkeeper. Grady got a good equaliser for Thistle, which was probably the best moment of the game. And then Thompson's penalty after Petrov had been pushed in the back has given Celtic a very narrow victory. And Billy McNeil, they'll probably want to put this one behind them and look forward to better things.
Well, that's right. From a Celtic perspective, it's 3 valuable points without performing anywhere near the...
Group D for you then.
Next pick is Arsenal. Arsenal?
We have 2 red groups to choose from for Arsenal.
And Arsenal will play in Group B.
Second last team of this first stop.
And it comes to Lazio.
Lazio has only one choice, and that's a blue group, namely G. So we allocate directly, and we go straight onto the only remaining team of this first
This is
pot.
just as a proof, Deportivo La Coruña.
And they can go only in Group C, a red group. So that completes the first group. As we come to the second, for the statistics, you may be interested to know that we have the 32 teams come from 15 different nations, and there are 9 nations who have 2 or more teams.
And we start the completion of the groups with Olympique Lyonnais.
Olympique Lyonnais has the field wide open, 8 groups to choose from.
And Olympique Lyonnais will be paired in Group A.
So, Bayern Munich being joined by Olympique Lyonnais.
Next team out of this pot is PSV Eindhoven.
Eindhoven can go into 7 groups, which we are now putting together.
Eindhoven is going to Group C.
So Deportivo and Eindhoven in Group C.
Next team is Celta de Vigo.
Celta de Vigo has 4 groups open. 1 is a red one and 3 blue ones.
Celta de Vigo will play in Group H.
Group H.
Next team to be drawn is FC Porto.
Champions from Portugal can go into 4 groups, 1 red and 3 blue.
Porto will go to Group F.
So Real Madrid and FC Porto in Group F.
Lovely pairing. Next team, FC Internazionale.
Well, Inter has no luck, can only go in Group B, so they will be allocated to Arsenal. And we move straight on to the next team of the second pot.
And the next team to be drawn is Chelsea.
Chelsea has 2 possibilities, 1 red group, 1 blue group.
And the pick for Chelsea is Group G.
It's Group G, where we have already Lazio.
The next team to be drawn is Galatasaray.
Galatasaray has also 2 possibilities, red or blue.
And Galatasaray will play in Group D.
Galatasaray together with Juventus. And now we come to the last team in the second pot, which is
Just to make the check, it's Panathinaikos.
and Panathinaikos is allocated to the only remaining open group, which is Group E. So we can move on now to the third part, where we have Celtic Football Club, AEK Athens, Dynamo Kiev, AFC Ajax, Olympiacos, Rangers Football Club, Sparta Praha, and Olympique Marseille.
And the draw begins with Rangers.
Rangers Football Club has 8 possibilities. All the groups are possible.
And now it's getting narrow. It's going to Group E. Rangers in Group E.
That looks interesting. Manchester United, Panathinaikos, and Rangers.
Next team to be drawn is Celtic.
Just getting a quick reaction here from
Celtic
the
can only
studio
go in the red group since we have
to
Rangers in
Ray.
the blue
Manchester United and Rangers in the same group,
So
Ray.
we have
Monster of a
4
game, isn't it? Both legs will be absolutely fantastic, and it would be absolutely nice to see them matched up. I've got to say,
Celtic.
very impressive.
Never played each other before. Let's see who Celtic get here.
And Celtic goes to Group A.
Well,
A with Bayern Munich, Olympique Lyonnais.
Alan McAnally, you played for both. What do you make of that one? Bayern Munich and Celtic in the same group.
That is a monster as well for Celtic to go there. You never know, Rob. They're very strong this year, Bayern. But as Charlie's already said, not easy at parquet to turn them over.
Okay, the draw continues.
Olympiacos playing in Group D.
Joining Juventus and Galatasaray. Also interesting.
Regionalization. The next team drawn is Olympique Marseille.
Well, for Marseille, we have only blue groups. 3 of them are available, so you need 3 balls.
And Marseille is allocated in Group F.
Group F with Real Madrid and Porto.
The next pick is Sparta Praha.
Sparta Praha can go either red or blue in each color 2 groups.
And Sparta will play in Group G. Next team to be drawn is Ajax.
There is little choice for Ajax. They have to be allocated to Group H, as indicated by the computer. So we move on straight to the next team.
This is the before last one out of this pot, and this is AEK Athens.
And Athens can go into, AEK can go into 2 groups. Both are red ones.
And AEK Athens will go to Group C.
Together with Deportivo and PSV Eindhoven.
And
now
the last check again is Dynamo Kiev.
And Kiev, of course, goes in the only open group, which is Group B. Now we come to the last pot to complete the draw.
And we will complete the first group with Besiktas.
Besiktas has 4 blue groups to choose from, so we give them these 4 balls.
Besiktas will complete Group G. Next team to be drawn is Lokomotiv Moscow.
And the choice is great. 7 groups are available for Lok Moscow.
And Lokomotiv Moscow will complete Group B.
Arsenal, Internazionale, Dynamo Kiev and Lokomotiv Moscow.
It's perfect mix. Next team, Brugge, Bruges.
The champions of Belgium. We have a good choice for them. They have 6 open groups, so anything is possible.
And Lokomotiv Moscow will go to
Bruges.
Bruges, excuse me. Bruges will go to Group H. Brugge.
Lots of neighbors meeting each other here.
Next team, Real Sociedad.
For Real Sociedad, we have 2 red groups available to choose from.
And Real Sociedad will complete group number D.
Juventus, Galatasaray, Olympiacos, and Real Sociedad.
Next team, VfB Stuttgart.
Stuttgart has 2 blue groups to choose from. So we get 2 balls.
And Stuttgart will complete Group E.
Manchester United, Panathinaikos, Rangers, and Stuttgart.
The next pick, FK Partizan.
400 games in 11 years at Sunderland, but wasn't involved in Mick McCarthy's plans.
Michael Gray was spending Sunday in front of the television when he took the call that now sees him contracted to Celtic for the next 4 months. And the 29-year-old is no stranger to Celtic Park.
I came here 2 seasons ago with Sunderland in a pre-season game, and we lost that game 1-0, but the ground itself was just over half full, and the atmosphere was tremendous then, and to be here for 4 months and to get a real taste of it, I'm very excited.
Gray will now swap the nationwide First Division for a tilt at the Champions League with Martin O'Neill's side, but he knows he has to pin down a place first.
Well, I've got to get myself into the team first, which is going to be difficult. I mean, there's a great bunch of lads downstairs, and they're playing great at the moment as well. And obviously with the Champions League as well, there's a few more windows going to open there. But I'm hoping it can last longer than 4 months.
No stranger to big derbies on Weir's side, the former England international can now look forward to the Glasgow version. And he's already sampled the unique atmosphere of an old firm clash.
Sort of came as a neutral, if you like, and just sat there with a few of my Sunderland teammates actually, and the atmosphere was just unbelievable, and you can just sense it when you're in there, how much it means to sort of both teams, and it was great to be there and thoroughly enjoyed.
And with Celtic due to begin their Champions League campaign in Munich in just over a fortnight, Michael Gray could hardly have timed this loan deal better. Davy Province, Sky Sports.
So a busy day, but the biggest...
Obviously, the two we're going to speak about is obviously Celtic and Bayern, and having been quite close to both, it's going to be difficult. Leon will not be a pushover one considered.
You're not close to Celtic, you're a München man.
No, I'm not. No, don't you start there, because I won't be able to go back up the road.
Leon, French champions, so they're not going to be a pushover.
Well, I know it's relatively early in the season, but Anderlecht are still top of the Belgian, and they'll be maybe thinking, oh, hang on a minute, we've got a chance, you know. It'll be really good. It'll be. I mean, the game at Parkhead between Bayern and Celtic is going to be absolutely. If you've never had an atmosphere at a football ground before, then I suggest you try and book your ticket right now.
I'll be tapping you up for one for that game, that's for sure. Let's have a look at Group B, shall we? Charlie.
Now Alan Thompson has already scored 2 from the penalty spot this season, and he's missed that one. And Thompson firing it wide. Celtic quite patient the way they're playing at the moment. Looking for the opening, plenty of bodies back for Livingston. There's McNamara. And Alan Thompson. Good delivery required, and it's an excellent one! And a fine header from Henrik Larsson. 25 minutes gone. It was only a matter of time before Celtic made the breakthrough. Maloney, has he got the legs to get away from Marvin Andrews? Now Larsson, the cutback's on for Petrov. How did he miss from there? A sitter from Stilian Petrov. It's Larsson's turn, off the woodwork, and headed away by Rubio. Terrific strike from Henrik Larsson. Good play from Liam Miller. Losing his balance and still doing well to keep possession and set up Larsson. Now the chance for Alan Thompson. Good save by Alan Main, but knocked into the back of the net by Sean Maloney. 7 minutes before the interval. Celtic go 2 up. Petrov and Thompson linking. Petrov swinging it in. There's a header, and is it in? It is. It's Henrik Larsson again. His second of the afternoon. Larsson making the run. Henrik Larsson! What a strike! That's the hat-trick after 76 minutes. Marvin Andrews setting it up, looking for Lilly. Drags it away well. What a goal from Derek Lilly. It's nothing more than a consolation for Livingston. Larson maybe looking for number 4. But up comes Thompson. Drives it in! And Alan Thompson got the goal he deserved. Right on the 90 minutes.
And as a result of that win today,
Michael Gray has been at Celtic Park before. As a spectator, he's watched several Old Firm derbies and believes he's made the right move. Gray, who's been at Sunderland since he was 16 years old, can play as a midfielder or in defence. He was wanted by other clubs, but when Celtic showed an interest, he didn't have to think twice.
We'd spoken to Marseille. I nearly went there on a year's loan, but they told me it was warmer here, so I jumped at the chance to come here. I have been up here a few times to watch the Rangers Celtic games, and I mean, you just fall in love with the games then. And when I knew I had the chance to come here, I wanted to come here for the loan period, and then obviously you never know what happens after that.
Well, Gray is hoping what happens next is a permanent move to Glasgow. He's desperate to impress at his new club. James McFadden could also have by his weekend showing when he grabbed Motherwell's opener against Partick Thistle on Saturday. Celtic made a late bid for the player, but the Fir Park club rejected their offer of taking him on loan. Their loss, Everton's gain. A deal today is David Fernandez from Celtic. He's returned to his old club, Livingston, until the end of this season, but he's vowed to be back at Celtic Park.
In 9 months I will be back at Celtic, and the idea is try to play more games than I did already. But the most important thing is try to get the confidence back and try to get the fitness back.
Meanwhile, Daniele
Henrik Larsson. Sean Maloney made it 2 from a yard out, and headers seemed to be the order of the day as Larsson added a third inside the hour. The Swede made the most of some abysmal defending to notch his first, but no doubt not his last, hat-trick of the season. However, his former international teammate Magnus Hedman was less impressive to allow Derek Lilly to pull one back for Livy. And towards death, Alan Thompson atoned for a spot kick miss with this free kick. 5-1, the final score. At Tynecastle.
While McFadden moved south, Celtic were bringing their only summer signing north. Michael Gray, a left-sided defender who's played 3 times for England, has until the end of the year to prove himself at Parkhead. He had just started his 13th season with Sunderland, but has only played a couple of competitive games. After a word with Sunderland boss Mick McCarthy, who of course played with Celtic, the 29-year-old had no doubts about coming to Scotland, despite interest in him from France.
We'd spoken to Marseille. I nearly went there on a year's loan, but they told me it was warmer here, so I jumped at the chance to come here.
So it wasn't a difficult decision at all?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I have been up here a few times to watch the Rangers Celtic games, and I mean, you just fall in love with the games then. And when I knew I had the chance to come here, I wanted to come here for the loan period, and then obviously you never know what happens after that.
Well, at the same time as
both training with the club, both midfielders are out of contract, but neither is eligible to play in the Champions League, which may influence Martin O'Neill's thinking. And staying in the final of the Asian Cup, despite grabbing the opening goal, the Scots were beaten 3-1. A second strike from Sporting's Abdul Hussein, right on the final whistle, sealed the victory and ensured the London side retained the trophy they won last year at Ibrox. And tomorrow,
players made a fairly sharp exit from Barrowfield this afternoon. De La Peña, who was released by Lazio, was first out, with Dani fast on his heels. He was let go by Atletico Madrid in the summer. Both could sign because they're free agents. They'll train with Celtic over the next couple of days.
He's done very well for them. Nothing spectacular, but he's again, he's somebody who puts himself around. And Novo, an impish kind of player, somebody who really gets in and around the early stages of the season. So how are they going to adapt to that? We'll see.
OK, we shall also see how we get on now this afternoon at Dens Park. Teams on their way out. Dundee against Celtic. Let's go to our commentary team. Out of the traffic jam and into the stadium, Billy McNeil and Darragh Maloney.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to Dens Park, a ground that holds around 12,000. Not nearly full at this stage because of that accident you've been hearing about on the A9 motorway. The motorway, or a section of it, has been closed since about 7 this morning. It didn't affect the Celtic squad who travelled up here last night. As you look at John Hartson, who's included in the Celtic team, but it certainly has affected the number of Celtic supporters who are today with their trip to Bayern Munich coming up. Back four with Varga and Craney included. No place for Irish under-21 international Liam Miller or Chris Sutton, who's serving the last game of his suspension. Celtic playing from left to right. The game underway. Billy McNeil here with me. Billy, your thoughts on this one?
Well, it's obviously always a difficult game. Dundee are an interesting side. They've got some very skillful players. I often think that when you watch Dundee, if Mzaji can get on the ball, then Dundee are always likely to score.
Now Novo, touch just took him away from goal, and Stephen Craney back there helping Celtic out, but there was a gap there and the ball over the top almost exposed the Celtic cover in these early stages. Now that's for Henrik Larsson. Lee Wilkie, by a mile the tallest player on the pitch. He's a big man, and he let that one go for a goal kick. A lot of work done by the ground staff on the pitch here at Dens Park. Normally it's not a great pitch. That was the incident again, Billy, with Novo.
Now this is something that any team has got to watch, because they've got quickness up front. Both Lovell and Novo are quick, they're sharp, and If the ball goes in behind your defenders, then you've got a problem.
Johnny Hernandez helping it forward. Jackie McNamara. And now Barry Smith, the Dundee captain, tries to thread it through. Neil Lennon in the way. Back to Stanislav Varga. Needs to prove a point to his manager over the next couple of games. Injury problems last season. Alan Thompson. Henrik Larsson showing Thompson where he wants it. It goes instead to Didier Agat. Hernandez is the Dundee left back. Agat still with it. Larsson through the centre. Hartson was just behind. Cut out though by Lee Mayer. Caballero with that familiar ponytail. Gavin Ray now wearing number 8. Thompson has gone across to him. Wilkie. Again. Barry Smith in front of him. Agat wanted McNamara further forward. Lennon to his left, Petrov through the centre. Hartson makes a move. It's out of Barry Smith for a Celtic throw. Hartson just beaten by the Dundee cover, but it's fallen kindly for Celtic and for a gap. Hernandez there, McNamara, first time cross. Lee Wilkie there. Petrov. Novo being hassled by Craney. Dundee in possession, skipping away from Lennon is Caballero. Lovell makes a move to his left. Caballero still in possession, gets it back from Craney. Celtic not looking too comfortable. This is Novo. McNamara got across. It's out for a corner. Hedman furious with his defence. They just couldn't get the challenges in. Finally, they're able to clear the ball away.
No, well, they stood off Caballero. He's tremendous at going at people. Look how he gets the ball threaded through there. A bit fortunate with that, but there's Novo in a position where he might well have scored.
Wilkie has gone in there, been marked by Varga, missed them both. Here's a chance, and Mayer has out for another corner. It was blocked by John Hartson. If you remember, Lee Mayer was the player who scored the late Dundee goal at Parkhead back in May, that goal that proved so costly.
It's a real chance, and it goes right across the face of defenders. Good tackle by Hartson at the end of it.
Again, they looked for Wilkie. It was Balde who was able to clear it away. Dundee keep it in. No, they don't. Throw in to Celtic. Anxious start though by the Glasgow side, not looking very steady at the back. Craney launches it forward. Hernandez beaten in the air by Larsson. Hernandez just pushed in the back. Free kick. And the Celtic supporters who were in that stand to our right, the goal which Celtic are attacking in the first half, not too happy with this, but this was a free kick.
No, I don't think there's an awful lot in it, but fair enough to the referee. I think the ball was going to end up outside the goal line in any event, but you know, Larsson is very competitive. He never knows when to give up.
Speroni taking the free kick. Varga. Nemsadze. Wilkie. Novo looking very dangerous for Dundee. Lovell has gone inside. 4 between those two Dundee players, but they haven't got the ball anymore. Thompson again goes long. Wilkie once more dominant in the air. Stilian Petrov. Varga. Again. Hartson making a move. Just hasn't got the ball. Mayer launches it forward. Varga's big cut for a pace. Hedman has to track back into his area. Petrov. Larsson. Barry Smith there. Wilkie charging forward. Larsson going with him. Showing good composure for a big man, and plays it back to David Mackay. Caballero. Smith now. Space over on the far side. Smith finally sends it out there to Mackay. Caballero. Mackay's continued his run forward. It's lost though to Stephen Craney of Celtic. Hartson is there. Larsson there too. Cleared away by Mayer. Cross perhaps just too close to the defender. Alan Thompson going too high, and Hernandez calmly chests it back to his goalkeeper.
The thing about Dundee, you know, as early as this in the game, whenever they get the opportunity, they'll press forward to attack, and they're more content with attacking than simply defending.
Smith. This is Hernandez. Half blocked by Agat. Balde getting stuck in there. And Balde's been hurt. Well, I think he's going to get back up to his feet pretty quickly, but well, Celtic can just not afford any more injuries with that huge trip to Munich coming up.
Oh, he's a lucky big man, because his heel stud's stuck in the ground there, and that often creates a situation where there's a serious injury.
And just looking at him out of picture, he seems to be moving pretty freely. Bobo Balde. There he is. Well, that challenge was just a little bit too strong for the referee's liking. Gavin Ray, the player who was penalised. Craney getting set for the free kick. Now Balde has gone forward. There was a push there. Oh, what a goal! Bobo Balde with a superb goal. I thought there was an infringement just inside the area. 7.5 minutes played. That is an absolute screamer for Bobo Balde.
It's a marvellous goal, isn't it? Great timing. He concentrated on getting to the ball and made his run. Opponents never get anywhere near a marvellous header. Just underneath. I think it just maybe clipped the crossbar, but tremendous timing he had. Good run for the ball, and you wonder what your defenders are doing at times.
Absolutely fantastic goal from Bobo Balde. Needless to say, his first of the season. Doesn't get too many, but he will remember that one for a long time to come. And Celtic off to a perfect start at Dens Park, leading Dundee already. Lovell of Dundee. Nemsadze. Now Celtic give him space, he can really hurt them. This is Ray. Novo to his right. Balde has to put it out for a corner. Gavin Ray again running at the Celtic cover and causing them a few difficulties, Billy.
Yeah, well, they'll do that. You know, both Gavin Ray and Nemsadze are creative players, and they'll go forward. You know, they leave the doggy work to Barry Smith. He's got left to tidy up. They sit there and give them the opportunity to break forward.
Again, they look towards Wilkie Varga, should say, able to handle him. Mackay. Petrov with the foot in. Craney there as well on Nemsadze. Craney clears. The referee has given Dundee the free kick, the foul by Petrov. Nemsadze has taken it already. Balde trying to clear it forward, heading it behind his own end line. Another corner. Dundee certainly do have the players to punish Celtic from these positions. The deliveries, though, they've had quite a few corners in the opening stages, have been just off. Nemsadze tries another variation. Ray lifts it in. Lovell is there. Balde and Varga. They're queuing up for it, and Wilkie almost sends that one out of the ground, right into the Bobby Cox stand behind that goal to our left.
You know, at the end of it all, Wilkie doesn't make any use of the ball, but you know, Celtic defenders are just a little bit lax. They're all well away from their opponents there, and they really get a couple of chances for a shot at goals. And maybe Celtic have got to tighten up in that area just a little bit.
Hartson penalised that time. With a foul on Gavin Ray. Martin O'Neill will be pleased with the lead, but I'm sure not too happy with some of the defensive play he's seen. Long from Headman. It was Mackay's header. A gap. Well, there's nobody around him. McNamara charging up on this near side. Neil Lennon. Petrov. Now that's broken down. He's behind Jackie McNamara. Lennon. Smith. McNamara. Petrov taking it away from Nemsadze, but Dundee have the ball. Ray sends it out to David Mackay. Ray again. Caballero let it go. Picked up by Varga. Petrov. Lennon finding a gap. That's recycled to McNamara. Alan Thompson screaming for it, and he's got a beautiful ball from McNamara, but no pressure really on Thompson. Lifted in. Cross needed to be better. Wilkie and then Smith clear, but Celtic applying the pressure. Neil Lennon. Didn't really work. It was intended for Stephen Craney. A good spell for Celtic. Caballero couldn't get away from Varga, and the referee has given Dundee a free kick. The referee, Dougie MacDonald. That's Jim Duffy, the Dundee boss, not happy with their 6th place finish in the SPL last season. Feels they can do much, much better. Mackay free over here. Balde doesn't let it come through to Novo. Caballero. Still Caballero. And Craney helps it back to Neil Lennon. Henrik Larsson. Thompson. Well, the idea was right, the pass just a little bit off. Lovell now. Nemsadze. Lovell to his left, stopped by Thompson, but Hernandez had stayed forward. Blocked by Didier Agat, and Celtic doing well to get their challenges in. Dundee turning the screw, though, with Smith. Petrov ahead. Options all been covered at the moment. They're forced sideways to Hernandez. Nemsadze. Lovell has to get the referee out of the way. Can't get away from Neil Lennon. Celtic can't get the ball back, though. Ray wide to Mackay. Those 3 forwards wait in the centre. Cross on its way. Balde with the header again, unable though to find a teammate. Mackay. Nemsadze. And just pushed too far forward. Good approach play, Billy, from Dundee, but just when they get into the final third, Celtic were able to close them down.
Well, that's right. They're comfortable on the ball, aren't they? And they're prepared to come and look for the pass. You know, that little pass from Nemsadze, just, I think he actually overhit the pass a little bit and it came to nothing. But they're comfortable on the ball. They're prepared to knock it about. And they're prepared to play for that opening.
It was Mayer's header. Really needed to find touch with it. It goes to a gap. Now Hartson. Hartson with the turn and the cross. And the clearance takes the pressure off the Dundee defence. Craney, Thompson and Petrov linking up well for Celtic. Thompson with it again. They look to get Henrik Larsson away. Comes back around. Here's Petrov. Touched for Hartson. Agat is following up. Can he settle himself? Agat came off a defender. It was Hernandez, and Dundee relieved to get out of that situation. They were cut wide open.
They were, weren't they? You know, they commit themselves so much to attack. They're often at the back, they're left short, and there certainly was the opportunity for Celtic to add to the tally there.
Lovell of Dundee. Match certainly flowing. Dundee a goal behind, but really are taking it to the side who finished 2nd in the SPL last season. And Neil Lennon put the pressure on Lovell, forced him into the air. Throw into Celtic. Larsson, lovely flick for John Hartson. Hartson has Thompson to his left. Don't know why he didn't play it to him sooner. Goes through the centre. Larsson is here now. Larsson straight into the chest of Speroni. Well, Larsson knew exactly what he was doing. Thompson was free, but he wanted Larsson to make space, and the Swede did just that. This is Caballero, the Argentinian. Agat's challenge. Well, the Dundee supporters, as you can hear, giving their team plenty of encouragement. Hernandez, that's too close to Magnus Hedman.
Edmund will be glad of that fact that Hernandez overhit the ball, because he's really not touched the ball much. Although they've had some play towards the Celtic penalty area, Dundee haven't really committed the goalkeeper to any saves.
Mayor's header, a gap. McNamara goes ahead of it. Didier gap, big gap through the centre. It's played through for John Hartson. Larsson makes a move off the Welsh striker, but Gavin Ray was there to stop the attack. And Hartson looks a little bit annoyed at his strike partner. That won't last long. Foul by Lennon on Lovell. Smith, Lovell's flick. Lovell again. That was intended for Novo. Varga couldn't play it back and was forced to put it out for the throw-in.
Good recovery, in fairness to him. You know that Novo's a handful, because he's always prepared to run in behind the defender, and Varga almost got caught with it, but recovered well.
Hernandez taking the throw-in. Nemsadze. Smith. Hernandez. Caballero. That's McNamara with him. That's a lovely ball through to Gavin Ray. Balde able to watch it go out of play. They are trying to do the right thing, Dundee. Some very fine approach play. Just breaking down, though, around the Celtic area.
Well, they probe for a spell here, don't they? That's that earlier shot we saw from Larsson. Good goalkeeping, good position. But, you know, Dundee will probe round about that area. They will knock a pass or two into the box.
Here's Larsson. Hernandez wanted his goalkeeper to come out a lot sooner. Well, Speroni did get there. But you could almost feel the panic in the way Hernandez was helping that one back towards his goalkeeper. Caballero. Lovell. Referee plays the advantage. This is Ray. Just couldn't get past Craney. It's a free kick to Dundee. And it appears that Stephen Craney is the player who is down injured. He looks to be in quite a bit of difficulty, and this is not what Celtic want.
No, I don't think to me it was totally accidental, the challenge that Stephen Craney put himself into. That's the earlier one we saw from Nemsadze, and I think that might well have been a foul. If Stephen Craney goes into a full challenger, he may well have twisted his knee.
Well, he looks to be in a lot of pain, Stephen Craney. Well, that injury list, and particularly if you look at players who can play on the left side of that Celtic back three, the system that Martin O'Neill favours. You think of Larsson and Valharan. They're both struggling with injuries, and Craney, a naturally left-sided player.
Yeah, particularly with the view to the European tie in midweek. But well, that was all accidental, but certainly he looked as though he twisted his knee.
This is down at the other end, Hernandez, and well, a Gat shot.
Yeah, there are a lot of defenders there between him and the goalkeeper, but it looked as though it was going to be in target.
Well, Craney is being helped from the pitch. He is walking off, though, with the Celtic physios. There he is. Martin O'Neill will want a full report before he decides on what course of action to take. So Celtic, for the moment, down to 10. Caballero, Hernandez, Nemsadze and Wilkie just out of picture at the moment. And Wilkie, I think, could be favourite to strike this. Hedman waits on his line. 4 in the main Celtic wall. Lennon getting ready to charge this down. It's played to Wilkie, and it took a deflection on the way through. Hedman had to stop it. Good goalkeeping from the Swede, who hasn't really had a lot to do. In some ways, though, the fact that Wilkie was standing so far off, this was a bit telegraphed.
It was. It's that type of thing has happened before. In Neil Lennon's defence, he chased the ball, he kept his eye on it and got the partial block in.
Stephen Craney still receiving treatment over on the far side. May, though, about... Well, we'll find out and see what happens. Novo and Varga battling for this. Balde there to help him out. And McNamara with it for Celtic. Now the flag up for offside. And it appears that Stephen Craney is going off the Celtic team. It's actually only his first start of the season in the league. So very unfortunate for Stephen Craney. And it looks as if Liam Miller is coming on. So they will reorganise a little bit. Agat slipped at the vital time. Hernandez. Caballero. Hernandez storming up on the outside, but Caballero doesn't need it. Tries the shot, came off Balde. Lovell is there. McNamara inadvertently plays it back to Hernandez. McNamara's header. Nemsadze. Hernandez again. Again, they've good quality possession, Dundee. Will they get the penetration? Ray around Lennon. Still Gavin Ray, but it's been forced sideways. Now Hernandez. Four waiting in the area. Hernandez, one way then the other around a gap, but he still hasn't got by him. Well, the Dundee supporters getting a little frustrated with this. They have plenty of the ball, but they're now back in their own half. Mayer launches it forward. It's to no one in particular, but that a very interesting set of movements there from Dundee.
Well, they're prepared to play and keep passing the ball until they see the opportunity. But what happened there was that I think that the front players started to come out and really disregarded the fact that there was a pass on.
Well, there is Liam Miller. Scored a goal for Celtic in that pre-season friendly against Arsenal. And has started a game or two for them in the SPL this season. More often than not, though, been on the bench. Irish under-21 international. Big things expected of Liam Miller. We'll get to see him in action any moment now, but they've defending to do. Caballero. Gavin Ray making a super run through the middle, but his teammate didn't see him, and Varga clears it away. Hartson deceived by the bounce. Now Petrov to Henrik Larsson. The mistake from Nemsadze. Larsson still going, lifting the pace. Hartson is in there. It came off Mayer. Still in play. Now it's gone for a corner, and Celtic will get to make the change. Well, there is Liam Miller. Well, Miller, when he came on, had a word with Jackie McNamara. That may be to tell McNamara to go to left back, but we'll keep an eye with Stephen Craney gone off. Miller at the moment is hanging back to watch Caballero. Corner taken by Thompson. Celtic leading 1-0. Miller with his first touch. Petrov, Miller again. Well, there's four in there waiting for it. Miller decides to go himself. Nemsadze stopped him, and now Lovell plays it forward. Novo all on his own, and Agat outpaces him. Did he foul him? Yes, according to the referee. Well, this will be a most interesting decision. Will it be a red card? It's red for Didier Agat. A professional foul. Well, this replay will certainly be most interesting. Celtic a goal up, but now down to 10 men. Didier Agat sent off for a professional foul. Martin O'Neill absolutely furious.
I agree, I haven't seen the replays yet. Here's a replay and we'll see what happened. He certainly pulls him back. He's got his hand on him and pulls him back. It's a silly gesture. He's got the pace to get in front, but there the hand goes out. Not a lot in it. But the referee has seen it's a foul and he's the last man. Well, he was going down easily. Oh, Novo was going down.
There was a reaction as well, though, Billy. Sorry to interrupt you, from Novo, which wasn't exactly sportsmanlike just after the incident. Martin O'Neill doesn't have the benefit of the replay, nor does the referee. The fact is, though, Celtic down to 10. Stephen Craney gone off injured. They'll have to reorganise even more.
See, I agree with you in a lot of... But what I fail to understand is Again's got pace to burn. He knows that he's going to get ahead of Novo. He doesn't have to put the challenge in there. Waits till he gets past the lad. Novo's waiting for the challenge. He's going to go down at the least opportunity.
Caballero, the wall, did its job. It was blocked by Balde. Still there for Dundee. Mackay sending it in. Lovell, was he pushed? Well, he indeed pushed the Celtic defender. It's a free kick to the visiting team. He's been a busy man the last couple of minutes, Dougie MacDonald.
Yeah, it was just exactly right there, wasn't it? Because Lovell makes the first move. He pushes Hearts in. There's no doubt whatsoever that the referee is correct there. But there'll be lots of argument about Gas ordering off. I mean, Novo is going to go down. As soon as he got the challenge in, he was prepared to go down.
Well, the Celtic players, just while you look at the referee, are trying to hear in the noise what Martin O'Neill wants from them. Are they going to go to a back three or stay with a four? They have gone and remained with the four, with Alan Thompson gone to left back. Hartson is staying up on his own, with Larsson dropping back to the left side of a midfield three, it appears. Hernandez, Liam Miller with the challenge.
I think Celtic will probably go to a mid four, and leave John Hartson up there, because Larsson's got the ability to break balls. So is Petrov to get up there and support him.
Liam Miller now has gone to the right side. Did I say midfield three? Of course, meant midfield four. Hartson up there on his own. Ray, Varga makes the challenge. Larsson back there working very hard. That ball is still in play. This is Thompson. He took it out over the line. Throw in to Dundee. Novo making a move. Lennon slow to react to it. This is Lovell. McNamara scoops it away. Larsson there. Goal kick, says the assistant referee on the far side. Hartson and Wilkie competing for that. Mackay had just dropped off to pick up the loose ball. Varga has Novo with him, and Varga is penalised. Free kick to Dundee. And I suppose now, Billy, from Celtic's perspective, first order of business is to get to half-time with the lead still intact.
Very much so. They've got to settle down. They've not got to lose their heads in any shape or form. You know, what's happened is gone now, and you can't do anything about it. But it's important what happens between now and half-time. You're right. They've got to get into the dressing room. They've got to let Martin O'Neill sit them down, calm them all down, and then decide what he wants to do in the second half.
Lovell. Balde. A bit of a casual clearance. He's helped out, though, by Liam Miller. But Dundee will have the ball again. Even before the sending off, Dundee had lots of possession, but just weren't exactly using it well in front of the Celtic area. Wilkie hitting it long, too long, and that is a waste again. Wilkie apologises to Novo and Lovell, who were up there. Just coming up to half an hour played. There's been a lot of action packed into the first 30 minutes here at Dens Park. Celtic taking the lead. A great goal from Bobo Balde after 7.5 minutes, and then Didier Agat sent off for a professional foul. Celtic leading, but down to 10 men. Hernandez. Smith. Nemsadze. Ray. Mackay. Larsson was in strongly, nothing wrong with the challenge. And Larsson can't keep it in play. Hernandez. Celtic have pushed their defence out and they're closing the ball down pretty well. Caballero. Varga comes to try and take it from him. Good control from the Dundee player. Ray. Now Hernandez again. Plays it forward. Petrov with the easy interception. Caballero kicking at him. That's why the free kick was given.
You know, Celtic still look very comfortable and tight. They've set themselves up with a 4-4 and John Hartson up front. And really, we haven't seen any obvious signs that Dundee are going to be able to break them down.
Hartson battling away with, it was Lee Mayer that time. Lovell helps it on. Celtic on the back foot again. This is Novo. Lovell is back in there. Hedman with a comfortable save. The big Swede just fell on that. Novo wanted Lovell to make more of a move in the penalty area.
Novo's pace is the one real threat that we've seen Celtic have, but you know, they still look very, very comfortable at the back. Earlier on, they were a bit too far off their men. They've tightened up and they've got to grips with the game.
Hartson offside.
Yeah, there's that tussle inside the box, and you know, I've got to be honest with you, I think that's a penalty kick, because I think defenders are clambering all over forwards now. They're pulling at them and they're not giving them the chance to react. John Hartson's backing into him certainly, but he's entitled to do that.
Barry Smith kept calm. Mayer. Wilkie. This is Novo. Varga was lucky. Novo just couldn't hang on to it. Now Henrik Larsson. Only Hartson up with him. Alan Thompson has come forward from his new left back position. Larsson. And cleverly gets the throw in off David Mackay. Well, the support play wasn't the quickest in getting up there, Billy.
No, well,
Henrik Larsson.
They'll be that little bit more comfortable and sitting, you know, strictly speaking, with the four, not disturbing the system and just playing the game away. You know, obviously the important aspect is that he can get the ball into John Hartson and then get some assistance from midfield.
McNamara. Neil Lennon. Larsson. Barry Smith coming to meet him. It's come through to Petrov. Larsson wants it. Liam Miller available to his right. It's played towards Miller. Not a particularly good ball from Henrik Larsson. Hernandez with the interception. Miller not letting him play it out of defence. Throw in instead. Throw into Celtic. Last to touch it was Nemsadze. Here is Hartson. Second goal now for Celtic would be a real cruel blow for Dundee. The referee looking for assistance from his assistant referee, who has decided to give Celtic the corner. Seemed to be some confusion back there, but it's Alan Thompson who is trotting across to take the corner. Miller and McNamara have stayed back, which means Balde is in there. Vargas on the near post for Thompson to aim at. Speroni got a touch to it. Challenged strongly by Balde, who I think only had eyes for the ball, went flying at it. And when he's in the sort of form he's in, where he scored that brilliant first goal, well, why not? Speroni not injured in the challenge at all.
Yeah, I don't think there was much in it. You know, Balde is certainly going for a ball. He's a powerful figure when he does that. But Speroni will remember that moment, I'm sure.
Well, more soccer on Network 2 today. Don't forget the Premiership coming up later on. Main match, of course, Charlton against Manchester United. Highlights of all the other big games, all the goals of the day. in the Premiership. And of course then on Wednesday night the UEFA Champions League returns to RTE television. Our live game is Bayern Munich and the team you see in front of you in green and white hoops, Celtic. That's followed by Arsenal and Inter Milan Wednesday night. Don't miss it. The Champions League back. This is the Scottish Premier League. Celtic 1-0 down. Lovell for Dundee. That really difficult chance, but at least you got to make the goalkeeper make a save from here, Billy.
Yeah, I think he was in a perfect position there. He tried to direct his header onto the back post, just didn't make the proper connection. I think that's a real chance missed. Novo did very well. Went up the right-hand side, couldn't get the move, got back onto his left foot. Great ball, eliminated the defenders, and Novo will regret missing that one, I'm sure.
Great chance for Dundee to draw level. Miller battling away for possession with Hernandez. It's Hernandez who has it. Vargas header for Celtic. Lennon. Liam Miller. Off Nemsadze. Smith for Dundee, the captain. Brought down by Stilian Petrov. And Petrov, he was reacting at Liam Miller, just telling him he wanted the ball played forward a little bit quicker. And Miller unlucky there. Caballero wins it back. Nemsadze. Petrov couldn't get to him. Nemsadze challenged by Larsson. Nothing wrong with it, said the referee. And Jackie McNamara able to launch it forward. Hernandez. Caballero. Lennon. Now Liam Miller. Well, Petrov may have been giving out to Miller, but there weren't too many options ahead of Miller when he had a look there. The only one really was Hartson, and he was to be marked by two players. Larsson. Alan Thompson. Lennon. Hartson has Miller outside. Never going to get to him with that, though. Caballero. And McNamara, and that was a soft free kick. David Mackay of Dundee. Lovell is the furthest forward. Varga seems to be getting stronger and stronger in this game for Celtic. Former Sunderland player. Liam Miller again, he looks up and there's very little on. Has to go back to McNamara. Plenty of options over on the far side. Larsson is there, Thompson is free. Played to him by Stanislav Varga. Thompson. Intended for Hartson. Liam Miller picking up the loose ball. Just couldn't use it. Lovell, Caballero. This is Gavin Ray steaming up this left-hand side. Caballero cuts back in. Managing to hang on to the ball. But now they've lost it. Alan Thompson. Celtic with just two inside the Dundee half. Dundee with 5, now 6 back. More Celtic players arriving. Thompson challenging David Mackay. Free kick to Celtic. Almost in the same position from where Balde scored in the 8th minute of this game. There's the challenge.
Yeah, Alan Thompson does well. He turns Mackay, doesn't he? He turns him well and forces him into the foul. Wasn't a lot in it.
Don't think Mackay thinks it was a free kick.
There's never been a defender ever thought they gave away a free kick.
Henrik Larsson will take the free kick for Celtic. Varga is up there. Balde over towards the back post. Varga makes a move. It's over, but it's Hernandez who heads it away. Ray tries to complete the clearance. Petrov is winding up for that. Stopped by Caballero. Larsson has it again. 3 wait. Larsson's cross too close to Speroni, the Dundee keeper. Danger clear for the moment. Hernandez really needed to be played forward quickly. Celtic had defenders scrambling back into position. Miller Now Larson. Celtic with a man down, all too happy just to keep hold of the ball and frustrate the home side. Hartson. Petrov was inside him, but Mackay was there to collect for Dundee. 24th of October, or September I should say, is Dundee's big day in the UEFA Cup. First round, they play Perugia. Novo and McNamara. Novo was last to touch it, throw in for Celtic. Jim Duffy barking in the instructions to his team. Miller. Mayer telling Wilkie he has it covered, but he hasn't. Miller just couldn't take it past. This is Lennon. Alan Thompson. Thompson goes round the cover and still going. Alan Thompson, that was really good. Hartson is there. Petrov on the outside. Petrov came off Hernandez, caught him in the chest.
I think that might have been lower than his chest in actual fact, Dara, but certainly felt the power of Petrov's shot. But, you know, that's what Celtic have got to do. They've got to get the ball down, in touch with John Hartson, and feed off him.
I think you might be right about where it hit. Hernandez certainly felt it. Well, this is the only goal we've had in the game so far, worth another look.
Fabulous header, wasn't it? Great. His timing, his run's perfect, the timing is tremendous. And albeit there's defenders everywhere around about, they had no chance of defeating his purpose there, did they?
The band is in the area again for this Celtic corner. Alan Thompson will provide the delivery. Heading towards half-time. Varga was there. Difficult from that angle to put it on target. He was fractionally wide.
Good run, gets across the front of the defenders, but really it would be difficult for him to turn it on to goal there. Got just a little bit too much on the ball, I think.
There'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this most interesting first half. You just see Jim Duffy screaming at his players over on the far side. That's offside against Novo. Went that little bit too early. Celtic forced to reorganise big time after Agat's sending off. They've lost Stephen Craney through injury. Novo, the player indeed who was involved in that challenge, which led to Agat's red card.
Yeah, they've looked very comfortable, even though they're a man down. They've looked very, very comfortable. They were a bit casual, shall I say, earlier on defensively, but they've looked very, very comfortable. Only Lovell's chances, the only time they've had a shot at goal.
Now Hartson, what can he do here? Wilkie was far too casual there, and Hartson almost rugby tackled Lee Mayer to the ground. He's going to be under a lot of pressure in the second half. Up there on his own, he's going to have a lot of hard work to do.
Yeah, you know, I think this is a good one for him because he needs a little bit of fitness. He's going to get it in this game because he's going to be asked to have to accommodate one or two defenders there. But he's capable of it, John Hartson.
Dundee giving away possession very easily. Neil Lennon. Thompson. Celtic just looking to work down the clock to get to half-time with that lead still there at 1-0. Lovell and Balde colliding just after the ball had gone. But Billy, what will Jim Duffy be saying to his players at half-time? They've had loads of the ball, just haven't used it in a great way.
I honestly think he'll be very annoyed with his team because they've had lots of the ball, as you said, but they haven't taken account of the opportunities they had to make the early pass. I think they've possibly over-elaborated a little bit too much at times.
You saw Caballero trying to play it through to Novo. And a lot of the time, they've been forced from side to side. Hernandez has been busy here. Ray. Barry Smith, the captain. Nemsadze is available to Ray's right. The Georgian international. Dave Mackay, that's a very good ball to Mackay. Played across, Hedman couldn't hang on to it. And Varga just protects him as he does manage to grab it. Playing for his place in Munich on Wednesday.
That was a lovely ball, but far too near the goalkeeper. A lovely pass in behind, and you know, Celtic were caught just a little bit narrow, and Mackay got up there but didn't make use of the opportunity.
Thompson playing it out, Nemsadze. Caballero, and there is the whistle, the end of the first half. Celtic off to a dream start with Bobo Balde's lead goal after 7 minutes. Didier Agat sent off for a professional foul. This game not over by a long shot. Balde's goal, the difference. We'll be back with an... Celtic's lead, though, only a slender one, a goal to nil. Billy, how's this second half going to pan out?
Well, I think you'll find that Celtic will play very, very similarly to they did after the ordering off. They'll keep themselves intact as much as they can, but they'll need to provide that little bit better service into to John Hartson and then get up to support him, you know. But, you know, really after, shall I say, a slightly uncomfortable start, they handled the situation very well.
Well, they have had to reorganise, as you'd expect. Henrik Larsson is going to play on the left side of a middle. Begins Dundee from left to right. Nemsadze. Finding Johnny Hernandez. Ray. Caballero, is he the player to get through the Celtic cover? Miller making it tricky for him. Smith forced backwards. Wilkie. David Mackay. Novo trying to take it into his stride. It just bounced awkwardly for him, came up off his shoulder. Celtic with a throw-in, and we saw in the first half, particularly towards the end of the first half, Celtic were only too happy just to keep the ball, pass it around at the back and try and frustrate their opponents. Jim Duffy will have had quite a bit to say to his team during that half-time interval. Lennon. There's the problem, though, clearing the ball forward. It'll come straight back at them. Hernandez. Novo there. Balde didn't hear the shout from Varga. Cleared away by McNamara. Mayer. Hernandez. That hadn't gone out of play. McNamara clears it to Hartson. Hartson bringing Liam Miller in. Now there's nobody in the centre apart from Petrov, who's arriving now. Still Liam Miller. Petrov is there. Just missed him by a whisker. And Henrik Larsson across.
A super run from young Liam Miller, wasn't he? He wasn't all that far away from finding Petrov. Petrov, all credit to him, made a real positive run there to try and get up and touch with things.
Petrov had to make up a lot of ground to get into that position, and in the end just couldn't get far enough forward. Ray has taken the near post for Dundee. Balde's in there with Varga and John Hartson. Speroni stays on his line. Balde slipped. Miller will keep it alive. Back to John Hartson. Keeps it down, but wide. It took a deflection on the way through. It's out for another corner. And Hartson found space well there. Had to dig it out from behind him almost.
He did well, John Hartson, because he dragged himself away from the scene of things and got a full shot in.
They go short. Back to Petrov from Alan Thompson. Thompson again. Drifts in with the cross. Now Miller. Miller lifts it forward. Varga had stayed up there. Took it off the toe of Mayer. Here's Petrov. Dundee not defending with great purpose here. That's a good ball. Stopped by Mackay. Now it's back to Miller. Can he keep it down? Well, the answer is no. But he was in the right position to have a shot.
think the thing that amazes me, really Dundee are allowing themselves to be penned into that box. They've got the extra man. They should be pushing out and denying Celtic those shots, but they're not. Well, I'm sure Jim Duffy will be very, very annoyed with the way they started this second half.
Mackay, Caballero finds Ray. It's Mackay again. And Sanzi was too close to him. Hernandez has lots of space over there. Miller going across, and Miller will get possession. Has Hartson with him. Petrov is just behind. Miller has to keep going himself. Hernandez there, and Miller just ran out of time and space. And Dundee take it from him. But Miller certainly making an impression on the first few minutes of this second half. Henrik Larsson, the advantage played. And the referee really making the point to Larsson. Play still continuing. Ray. Miller got sucked inside. This is Hernandez. Came off Miller, who got back into position. Played forward by McNamara. Celtic with everybody back inside their own half. Caballero. Lovell ahead of him. It's in instead to Novo. And Varga there. Not a great clearance from Stanislav Varga. Thompson and Mackay. Somehow that managed to stay in. It's Ray. Nemsadze. Taken off him by Petrov. Has to go it alone. Hartson not able to keep up. Petrov going back looking for support. He was caught by Mayer. Petrov down injured. Now back to his feet as Dundee attack again with Mackay. Novo lifted through for Novo, but Hedman equal to it. Magnus Hedman didn't have the busiest first half at all by any means.
This is an interesting one. I felt that was a foul against Petrov. In fact, I'm convinced it was a foul against Petrov.
Hartson is possessed by Hernandez. Mayer feeds Mackay again. Right foot, left foot, Nemsadze seems to have all the tricks. This is Hernandez. Novo moving in front of Barry Smith. This is Nemsadze. Mackay is free over here. Larsson moves to close him down. Celtic being made to work very hard. Wilkie. McNamara's cross sent back towards Larsson. Neil Lennon. Thompson. Taking his time over it. And finds Liam Miller. Novo with him. Miller taking on Hernandez. Mayer with the clearance, but straight to Liam Miller. Ray. Mackay. Off Larsson. Just wouldn't come back for Stilian Petrov. Nemsadze. Hernandez. Hernandez puts the cross in. It's Varga who heads it. Not a great clearance though. McNamara. Liam Miller there. Caballero sends it back to Barry Smith. Hernandez. Dundee certainly applying the pressure. Can they get a shot on target? Nemsadze gets past Neil Lennon. Played through. Balde able to send it away from goal. Celtic fans applauding the defensive work. The Dundee supporters, well, they want an equaliser. Wilkie. Nemsadze. This is Barry Smith. Hernandez. Mackay free on the back post. It's played in, and that is a shocking cross. Some build-up. Again, just at the last minute, they're deserted by a bad cross.
Well, it was a concentrated build-up. They were prepared to pass it and pass it and pass it, and when the ball went out there wide, you expected a good ball to come in.
Momo Silla getting ready to come in for Celtic. It's John Hartson who's going off. So I think they're going to put Henrik Larsson up there on his own, are they? And move Silla to the left side of midfield. Well, I don't think so. I think Henrik Larsson has decided that he wants to stay on the left side of midfield, but Silla is on. John Hartson still looking for his match fitness. He's gone off. Miller, Lennon. Celtic needs some time on the ball, even if it is in their own half. McNamara plays it forward towards Silla. Dundee, well, there were three there to cope with one attacker. Now Ray, Valde with a strong clearance. Larsson keeps it in play. Well, all of the ball has to be over all of the line, and I think the assistant referee, that's right below us, got that wrong. He's the man who was fussy about the net. Ray. Namsadze. Hernandez. Smith. Well, they're moving from side to side. Here's Wilkie. Mayer and the goalkeeper Speroni, the Dundee players, back. Thompson. Lennon. Foul by Wilkie. And Neil Lennon has reacted to that, which, well, Celtic can't afford. With Wilkie being spoken to by the referee, I think the cards are going to stay in the pocket. Here's the challenge.
Actually, I didn't think there was an awful lot in the challenge, to be honest with you, but if it's a foul, so what? There's not an awful lot other than that you can say about it.
Well, the Dundee supporters were chanting at Neil Lennon. I think they saw the reaction. I think you may be hearing more about that in the future. The assistant referee is talking to Dougie MacDonald, the referee, and Alan Thompson is going to get a card. So, well, I don't think the referee saw what Neil Lennon did. Lennon now going across to talk to the referee. I have to say, I don't know what Alan Thompson did.
I certainly didn't see him any reaction at all. All I saw was him walking over to the spot to take the free kick. I think the referee or the assistant referee has got something confused.
Well, there was a reaction from Neil Lennon, which I'm sure you'll hear more about in the coming days and weeks ahead. But for the moment, we concentrate on the football. Celtic cannot afford to lose another player. Agat got off in the first half. They lost Craney through injury. They're a goal ahead. Petrov now, Momo Silla. Thompson arriving, Silla still going. Great feet from Silla. But just too many navy shirts there for Dundee. It's Novo. And Varga, last man back apart from the goalkeeper. It's with Magnus Hedman. Now Thompson. Don't know why they're booing him, but there you go. Wilkie. Dundee have to get back on level terms before they can start thinking about winning games, but you have to go quite a bit back in the record books to find their last victory over Celtic in the league. 88-89, they won 3-2 at Celtic. Their last win at home was 86-87 when they won by 4-1. Drew here with Celtic last season. Were hammered though towards the end of the season at Celtic Park by 6-2. Just one down here, a man up, still with lots of the ball, but still unable to find a way through to get at Magnus Hedman, the Celtic keeper. Namsadze again, for about the fifth time, just sweeps it out to Hernandez. Miller comes to meet him. Caballero going around McNamara, but not around Liam Miller. And Miller and McNamara combining well to stop the danger. Silla. They really are having to ask players to do things they're not normally used to, with Silla playing as a lone striker.
He's made a big impact on the game in his defence, because he's much sharper, obviously, than John Hartson. He's prepared to move about an awful lot more, and he's getting himself involved much more than John Hartson did in the game.
And Sadzi with the challenge on Larsson. David Mackay. Lovell. Alan Thompson. Wilkie taking it away from Momo Silla. Petrov helped it back to McNamara. Miller to his right. Silla's ahead of both of those players. Silla. Caballero sent it back to Hernandez. Nemsadze. The movement up ahead being covered at the moment. Mackay. Now here's Novo away from Varga, and Varga did well to stop him. It's out for a throw-in to Dundee. Mackay will take it. Varga. And Thompson, it's out for another one. Dundee getting ready to make a switch. Juan Sada will be on shortly. Nemsadze. Ray. Can they get back on level terms? Well, not with Lennon, Varga and Petrov about. Here's Miller. Now Silla. Plays it back to Liam Miller. Petrov is inside. Silla has got away from Lee Mayer. Now Larsson is charging forward. Silla has to hold it up for it. Still Momo Silla in possession. Back to Petrov. Now Miller. Flag up for offside. The assistant thought about it. Finally did put it up. The change. It's David Mackay going off to be replaced by number 9 Juan Serra.
What I think Jim Duffy's going to do is he's going to put Novo out in a wide position on the right, Caballero on one on the left, and play Sarah right up the middle and try to commit Celtic.
Novo unable to get past and get away from Stanislav Varga. Larsson. Now Silla chasing it down, Wilkie with him. Mayer coming across and form the triangle to get out of trouble. Barry Smith.